Welcome back, everyone. Happy Friday. Pleb Underground. I'm your host, Phil. What do you guys think of the shortened intro, right? I've got some comments back and forth. Some people said the intro's too long. Other people said the intro's too short. I'm working on it. I am working on it. What do you guys think of that? Just something a little bit shorter before we dive in all the fun stuff. Here we go, guys. The 10 numbers that matter. That's right. There's 10 magical numbers for Bitcoin that matter, and we are going to dive into them. We're also going to take a look at Bitcoin's Mayer multiple, and some further hopium. Is it possible that we will no longer see sub 100K Bitcoin prices after 2027? Some people think so. We're going to dive into that. And we're also going to take a look at Danske Bank's new offering. We're going to take a look at some Saylor hopium, right? They don't show too much Saylor hopium, but there's actually something new. And we're going to take a look at that. The Nancy Guthrie case, which I actually reported on at the beginning of the week or at the end of last week, actually has an update. We're going to take a look at that because there's obviously a whole bunch of conflicting information. I personally don't necessarily pay attention to this, but my wife does. So I figured, you know what? They said the magic word Bitcoin. We are going to take a look at it. That's right, Mr. Dinkles. Oh boy is right. Oh boy is right. Okay. What else are we going to take a look at? Unrealized capital gains. Not the win, not the state win. However, it's nice when the state shows their hand. We're going to take a look at that. And there's an update on some quantum resistance. Guys, I hope you are having a great day so far. It looks like we are getting a little bit of relief. Let's frickin' go. Pleb Underground is sponsored by Archimedes Emporium. Discover the pinnacle of precision engineering, starting with their Bitcoin logo wall clock, meticulously machined in Maine from a solid block of aerospace-grade aluminum, ensuring unparalleled durability and performance. Experience the difference of a product made without compromise. Head on over to Archimedes Emporium. All right. So current Bitcoin price, fiat exchange, 68,773. The block height, 936,401. Total public lightning capacity, 5,677 Bitcoin. Like a little less than 100 down from yesterday. And the fastest fee, 1 sat per VByte. It's crazy. It's crazy that all you got to do is use the Bitcoin network. And for some reason, it's just way more, I guess, fun to virtue signal about it. I don't know. Anyways, guys, it's cheap. It's cheap to use the Bitcoin network. I guess we should be grateful. Some other people are pissed. Meh. What are you going to do about it? All right. What else are we going to take a look at? Let's go over here. And guys, just for the sake of it, I know I'm not a chart dude, but I just want to point out that on the 30-minute, we did finally break above this neckline. Okay. That is a good thing. That is a good thing. Doesn't mean that that's it. It's up forever from here on out. However, it does indicate that at the very least, we're having some temporary relief on the moment. And in all fairness, I will take that. I will take the temporary relief on the moment. All right, here we go. Some more hopium. 5.3% of days have seen the Bitcoin Mayer multiple at a lower level. Yes, it can go lower, but I'm running out of ways to say Bitcoin is cheap here. And that's exactly where we are in the cycle. The hopium dealers have nothing left. We've thrown everything we can at the wall. Nothing is sticking except for this is the bottom, and this time it's different. If that's accurate, that is to be determined. However, I appreciate the hopium, and I am here for it. So, oh, nice. Yeah, we're going to talk about the, hold on. There we go. Hey, good morning, guys. Good morning, Johnny. Good morning, Roman. Good morning, JM. And good morning, Mr. Dinkles. Yeah, we are going to dive into this thing because it is absolutely ridiculous nonsense. So I appreciate it. Okay, so let's continue, guys. Let's continue. Okay, so this good one here from fellow Bitcoiner, Isaiah. I appreciate this. I also believe that this is a bottom, at least for me, a bottom signal. Maybe, right? So Isaiah saying one of his bottom signals have just triggered. Ben McKenzie showing his face again after getting wrecked shorting Bitcoin last cycle.
Notice the crypto's crashing again, like it did in 2022 and 2018 and 2013. You get the picture. But there's something different about...
You get the picture. It's going up. This poor guy. He's so coping. Look at those stress lines. Oh, bro.
This crash that you need to know about. Crypto has always gone through boom-bust cycles, but
there's only Bitcoin. And this is the problem, right, with taking these people serious. And this is one of the, if you're actually listening to actors for some source of truth or accuracy, I mean, I'm not saying that I'm necessarily more accurate, but these people are literally paid to be somebody else for a living. These people are paid to act as though they are somebody else for a living. I just want to point that out. Anyways. What happened here?
2013. Okay, you get the picture. But there's something different about this crash that you need to know about. Crypto has always gone through boom-bust cycles, but now, thanks to loosening regulations, people can buy financial products that give them exposure to Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies through the regulated stock markets. They're called ETFs, and over $100 billion worth of crypto was bought by ETFs in the past 2 years, as the size of the market seemed to only go up. But in October of last year, after Bitcoin briefly reached an all-time high price of $125,000, investors began to take some risk off the table and sell their shares of these ETFs. The result? The price of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies has nosedived. As of the time of recording this video, Bitcoin is down nearly 50% in just 4 months. So what happens now? Well, we'll see how much actual money is backing these
You buy the dip. That's what happens now, bro.
Cryptocurrencies. When people sell their shares of the crypto ETFs, the Wall Street firms that issue them, like BlackRock, turn to the crypto exchanges like Coinbase to actually sell the Bitcoin. But if there aren't enough buyers, then the price starts plunging. What's the floor? Well, zero.
Oh. Ooh. So he's wrong about that. He's wrong about the floor being zero. And I'll tell you why. Adam Back has a current order in at 2 cents for all 21 million Bitcoin. So he's wrong. The floor is actually 2 cents. So, yeah, it really, wait, is it my audio that was too much noise or Ben McKenzie? Could be both. It could be both. I'm just trying to figure out if it's a technical issue or if it's Ben, but I'm going to say that it's Ben that's too much noise. But that guy's coping hard. He is coping hard. Yeah, exactly, right? Actors are like really good at acting. It's great. You gotta love it. Yeah, I'll do the I'll do the 56K floor. That's fine. I'm good with that. I'm good with 56K. I'm good with 58K. This is gonna sound controversial. I'm even good with 50K. I don't really care. But in all fairness, right? These are all just random numbers that we come up with for ourselves to make ourselves feel better. And it's like, well, if it goes below this, level that I've created for myself, that something is wrong and the story has changed. Oh, you're saying, Roman, you're saying it was the clip audio? Okay. I mean, I put the volume up, so I don't know. I got to work on that maybe, but I appreciate it. Oh, the news is noise. Yes, agreed. The news is noise. Okay. Anyways, enough with Ben McKenzie. He's coping hard. Yeah, he was on that one show where he cried about being in California. So yeah, we could just move on from that. All right, here we go, guys. One of my favorite Hopium accounts, David MBA, and you know what? You know that this guy spits some serious Hopium fire because the power law god himself, Giovanni, approves of David's messaging. So he likes what David's putting down, right? He's picking it up. So the Bitcoin 10 numbers that matter. Here we go. The price, the trend value, the discount, the Z-score, the power law, the reversion half-life. So what are we saying here? In about 4.5 months, we're going to have 107K. The best forward signal horizon, the 548-day correlation, the BTC IGV beta, and the gamma flip. And you're like, Phil, some of these things sound interesting, but most of these I have no idea what they are. And guess what? Neither do I. I don't know what half of that shit is either. Okay. So anyways, let's take a look at some of this good stuff. Some of this stuff is just obvious, right? But we talked about the Z-score before. Right. So we've got the power law model, right? The high value validates long-term predictions. We've got the reversion half-life. Sounds interesting. Time for half deviation correction aids a hold period planning. That kind of sounds like hot air. Anyways, best forward signal horizon. Oh God. Oh, okay. Thank you, Hard Hodl. I'm gonna fix that. I don't know why it does that. I mean, obviously because I have it set, but I had it set like a lower amount. Anyways, shouldn't be putting any ads during the live show. Okay. The best forward signal horizon. Optimal prediction window. Forecast strong returns. So again, it's pretty much nothing. 548-day correlation. Links low Z-scores to high returns. Robust contrarian signal. Okay. And we've got the BTC IGV beta, which is the volatility versus tech ETF. Shows BTC as a high beta asset. So yeah, exactly, right? ACP, TLDR, we're going to 1 million. When we're not 100% sure. We are not 100% sure. And the gamma flip, volatility pivots, crossing could amplify price swings. So once again, right, it's fantastic Hopium, right? Makes me feel good. Makes me feel like, hey, it's confirming my bias. I've done the right thing by stacking Bitcoin and continuing to stack Bitcoin. Oh my gosh, Macho, I 100% want Tarot reading Chloe to read the data for me. 100%. I totally remember those. I totally remember those ads. And in Montreal, we had somebody else called Jojo. Jojo Savard used to pop on TV at midnight and read the horoscopes. And those were the good old days. Those were definitely the good old days. Okay. Anyways, don't worry. More Hopium, guys. More Hopium. It's Friday. It's Friday. It's all Hopium. Right? Okay. We're continuing on from his supply law now that we went through all the definitions. So here's the summary of it all. Fixed supply sets the structure. Liquidity sets the path. Beta sets the magnitude. Structure is intact. Liquidity is the accelerator. And BTC is still trading at a large discount to its long-run trend. All right. I'm sold. I guess I'll buy some more. All right, guys, here we go. More confirmation bias. Here we go. This is from Pius the Banker. Kind of sounds hypocritical, though. Is there really a Pius banker? Anyways, I calculate Bitcoin's support using the power law and 52-week lows. Right now, the support level is 61K. Fine. Based on my calculation, we won't see sub 100K anymore after 2027. Nice. Uh-oh. You're right. It is Friday the 13th. It is. I guess it makes sense that we're pumping, right? Now we're at 69.1. You can't be talking about me. I don't have big hair. I'm barely hanging on to what I've got. I've got that shoehorn that's starting to appear. Yeah, that's not going to work out too well. Anyways, so yeah. Why not? I'll take the rising floor. Give me some of that. Let's do it. Take the rising floor. It's good stuff. Very, very good stuff. Okay, moving on. That's right, guys. You know that this is a serious Hopium day when I am breaking out the Saylor Hopium. And this is not some Saylor clip from like last year or something like that. I really, just so you guys know, every single video that I show, I go and I check to see when they actually aired. Not that anybody cares, but I care. So it's new Hopium of Saylor saying the same old thing, but it's new. Let's dive into it.
Bitcoin. We do have a crypto-friendly administration, but recently I think maybe it's the banking industry, there have been some setbacks down in Washington, D.C. What's your feelings with respect to policy and maybe some of the pressures on Bitcoin right now emanating from the fact that maybe you've hit a few speed bumps in D.C.?
Well, the nation bought Alaska, it bought Texas, it bought California, it bought the Louisiana territory. They were all very good investments. We think about Greenland right now. That's on the top of everybody's tongue. What's pretty clear is that you're going to want to be the leader in digital intelligence, that's AI, and you're going to be the leader in digital assets. If the nation doesn't buy most of the Bitcoin network, at the very least, what we want is constructive policy so that United States companies buy and United States investors buy digital.
See, I like that right there, right? He gets it. Like, and again, not a Saylor fan, not a Saylor simp, just saying. He understands that the state will not be buying Bitcoin. Okay, he totally gets it. And it's funny, right? Because of course, right, as a hopium dealer, he kind of always has to allude to that. And it's not just him, right? Most hopium dealers need to keep the carrot on the end of the stick to make you think that these things are needed, right? It's great for the clicks and views and engagement and all that. But he totally understands the state has no intention of spending one penny on buying Bitcoin. And this is why he's talking about the favorable regulation. That's what really matters. Uh-oh. Oh, okay, okay. Well, Nacho, that's okay. That's okay if he buys your Bitcoin for you. Oh, wait, that means you're holding shares. Uh-oh. All right, let's continue.
Assets, and that way the taxpayers and the nation benefits from their efforts.
At last read, MicroStrategies, or Strategy rather, had over 700,000 Bitcoin, 22.8% yield in fiscal year 2025. Are you still, how profitable has the overall trade been or investment?
The company's 100 times bigger than it was 5 years ago, Charles. It's been an extraordinary achievement. The stock's up by a factor of 10. We've outperformed every Mag 7 company except for NVIDIA. So it's extremely profitable. I think the company's 3x the performance of the S&P index over that time frame. So we're very pleased with the Bitcoin strategy.
This shift to
okay. All right, so he's a happy camper with that. But the whole reason I wanted to show that video, right, was specifically his comments about the Bitcoin strategy. The strategic Bitcoin reserve, and his particular comments about favorable regulation, right? It's a lot of these guys, they understand that the state's not going to buy any Bitcoin. They get it, okay? It's all going to come through confiscations. I know people don't want to believe that. Unfortunately, you have too much faith in the state. Sorry, okay? And maybe I don't have enough faith in the state, right? Like that's also possible. And I'm sure there's some happy medium where everybody's a wonderful, ignorant slave for the states, you know? But I just don't see them buying a penny in Bitcoin. Hey, Phil, good morning. All right. Let's dive into the Danske Bank stuff. So Denmark's largest bank, Danske Bank, just announced to offer Bitcoin and crypto ETPs to investors. All right, good stuff. Good stuff. There you go. A little more of the traditional TradFi system bending the knee. The leading Danish lender has finally lifted its ban on digital assets. Well, that's interesting. So believe it or not, this news is slightly more bullish. I don't think I've ever seen an outlet like Bitcoin Magazine downplay something. But this is a first. This is a first. Like, guys, like they actually had a ban on digital assets, which they lifted to now offer these products. That's pretty decent. I mean, of course, I don't really care for TradFi, and obviously this has nothing to do with self-custody or self-sovereignty. But at the very least, it shows the changing of attitudes. I'll take it. I will take the changing of attitudes. Why not? And oh boy. On the other hand, we've got the 36% unrealized gains tax that just passed in the Dutch House of Representatives. And I got to tell you guys, it's a bit of a double-edged sword, right? So on one hand, obviously, if you're living there, that sucks, right? That's just absolutely brutal. I do know somebody who just left there. So congratulations to you, bro. You just escaped this 36% unrealized gains. This is very frightening indeed. But it also shows the hand of the state, the fact that the state just needs to steal your money. Right? Like this is unfortunately the only way that they can continue to justify their existence as government, is to sit there and keep taking as much as they can from you, so that, interestingly enough, you end up at the mercy of the government. So it is absolutely brutal. I saw a whole bunch of people giving examples of, like the math and everything like that. That's going behind this. Look, it doesn't need to get that complicated. The state is just simply stealing from future you. That's it. Any way you look at it. And the scary part is is that if you file your taxes, right, and you have an unrealized gain, but then the share price goes down, you still have to pay the gain because that's when you filed it. Yeah, exactly. Right, Mr. Dinkles? Like, that's the state is proud of you. The boot, it needs to be shiny. Scary stuff, guys. Absolutely scary stuff. Okay, let's dive into the Nancy Guthrie stuff, right? Pretty sure you guys saw this. So it's kind of weird though, right? That TMZ, right, which is essentially a tabloid, is the one that is getting these letters, which kind of indicates to you that the people that are doing this are act like they're not the person who supposedly kidnapped this lady. These are just scammers trying to take tokens. That's it. Like it's plain and simple. So TMZ received the note just before 5 a.m. Pacific time, and the sender claims they've tried unsuccessfully to reach Savannah Guthrie's brother, Cameron, and her sister, Annie, by email and text. The note goes on. If they want the name of the individual involved, then I want 1 Bitcoin to the following wallet. Time is more than relevant. There's a legitimate Bitcoin address in the note, and it is a different address from the one in the original ransom note. So the reason why I wanted to point that out is because when I first started reporting this, when I first started reporting the story at the beginning of the week or end of last week, I just don't remember anymore. There was only one ransom note, and again, keep in mind, guys, in both of these situations, there is no confirmation whatsoever from the authorities that either of these notes actually come from anyone involved with the kidnapping. And again, in all fairness, nobody even actually knows if she was kidnapped. It's an assumption. Let me rephrase that. Yes, we know she was kidnapped, but the assumption is that somebody is demanding something for the kidnapping. I hate to say it like this, but you know, it could have very well been a mentally ill person that, you know, wanted to kill somebody. So while the authorities are looking for somebody who is possibly a kidnapper looking to receive some type of compensation, none of that may actually even be true. Okay? None of that may even be true. So, yes, thank you, Salty Crayon. This is where we get into the weeds, okay? Let's go. This is the part I was going to bring up next, right? Her husband was the scrubber for Epstein, which involved cleaning up the Clintons' PR mess. That's right. And not only that, but people may recall that Savannah interviewed many, if not all, of the Epstein victims. So it got my squirrel, you know, my squirrel brain thinking, what if this is a show of force, right? What if this is like, you see what we can do to you kind of thing, right? Like, we'll just make your mother disappear and nobody's going to be able to find her kind of thing, right? Like, it's freaking wild what is actually going on. And of course, you know, the Epstein stuff could 100% be tinfoil hat take. However, as we've seen from all of the emails, all of the stuff that's coming out, all of that tinfoil hat stuff was not tinfoil hat. That stuff was legit and it was real. And all of that crap was actually happening and way worse than people think. Okay. So just, you know, the world could be a lot crazier than you think. But so, yeah. So anyway, so the whole thing, right? Hey, Bitcoin Beacon. So, you know, so the whole thing with this, I think it's just two scammers that are trying to get some free Bitcoin, right? I don't think they know anything. I also just, I don't even believe that the kidnapper has actually reached out to the family in any way, shape, or form. I don't even, because I'm not even 100% sure that this was like a ransom demand. None of this is actually confirmed. So it's really crazy. But what's interesting, right? The connection to Epstein and the fact that the mainstream media keeps saying Bitcoin over and over again with this, creating that tie. So weird. So weird. That could be a good point. Oh, wait, am I getting the sats for beef jerky? There's some people who sell jerky for sats. Yes, exactly. Nailed it, Mr. Dinkles. We were actually gaslit about the tinfoil hat. It's true. It's so true. And it's the same thing, right? This is how a person gets discredited, right? Oh, it's a conspiracy theory, stuff like that. Oh, the jerky reference in the file. Sorry, man. I did not see that. There's so much in those files. I've only seen bits and pieces. I was not aware of the reference. Yeah, exactly, right? Bitcoin, this is what I'm thinking. This is what happens, right? My bias. I'm thinking the same thing as Bitcoin Beacon. There's some people who make beef jerky from the heat off their miners. Yeah, exactly. Psyop with the ultra close truth. Okay. All right, guys, let's continue. We got some cool stuff here. So Anduro, right? So Hunter Beast, if I'm not mistaken, is involved with Anduro. We had Hunter Beast on the show. He is one of the authors of BIP 360, which is the right now, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it is the BIP that has the most traction for quantum resistance, for a quantum resistant proposal in Bitcoin. Anyways, so here we go. Bitcoin just made a meaningful step forward. Future quantum resistance, an updated version of BIP 360 has just been merged into the official Bitcoin BIP GitHub repository. The update introduces pay-to-Merkle root. So that it looks like they changed the name of the BIP again, because now it's pay-to-Merkle root, a proposed new output type that omits Taproot's quantum vulnerable key path spend while preserving compatibility with TapScript and script trees. Okay. So here we go. The change is a soft fork that does not affect existing Taproot outputs. Addition of Isabel Fox and Duke as co-author. I believe she's a journalist, to ensure the BIP was clear and understandable to the general public, not just the Bitcoin developer community. I appreciate this, by the way. This is something that this was one of the things that I used to do in my tech support capacity once upon a time, right? Was not just reproducing bugs for engineers, but at the same time, taking the engineering language and essentially converting it to something that somebody who is not so technical would understand, right? So that way a non-technical person can understand a real world use case. It's very helpful stuff, right? You're like a bridge between the engineers and the customer, right? It's like that line from Office Space. I deal with the engineers, I deal with the customers so the engineers don't have to. That's pretty much what it is. So the BIP also addresses criticism about Bitcoin devs not taking the quantum threat seriously. We're grateful to every Bitcoin contributor who took the time to review and provide feedback. It's good stuff. Very good stuff. Hold on. Macho. The BIP does propose locking Satoshi era coins after giving them some time frame to move the coins to quantum resistant addresses. FYI, going to be brutal debate eventually. 100%. As we've seen, we can't even look at what's going on right now with BIP 110. Right? Look at what has happened. Everything is. I totally agree with you. This is going to become massive. It'll most likely. There's a good possibility that we are absolutely going to get another fork, right? You can already see the BIP 110 stuff gearing up for another fork. I think that quantum is also going to be another situation for more fracturing, right? So I can't disagree with that. Yeah, that's a good point too, right? Like, I think there's a lot of concern. And again, this, Macho, this goes back to the point, right? Like there's so much concern over this. And yet, are we even really going to have anything happen? I mean, look, I'm old, right? So I remember Y2K. I remember, guys, everything was going to, like, for the people who weren't there in that time, or you were so young that you weren't paying attention to the news or just didn't care. The reality is that the sky was going to fall. Planes were going to fall out of the sky at midnight. Everything was going to shut off. Banking ATMs were going to spit money out into the streets. All of a sudden, all the robots, whatever robots in whatever capacity there were in the year 2000, were going to lose their minds. Every computer was just going to lose all of its data points because the clocks reset, all kinds of nonsense bullshit. None of that ever happened. None of it. Do you know how much money businesses spent on getting Y2K ready? It was a fantastic grift. A fantastic grift. Yeah, exactly, Salty Crayon. This is crazy what's happening. Yeah. Right? Exactly. Like, it's like, wait a second, they didn't account that because that was the whole thing, right? There's only 4 digits. We never thought that this date would ever come to pass. It's so bad. It is so bad. But yeah, infinite human stupidity. It's entertaining, but at the same time, it's also very dangerous in the sense that it can land you behind bars for simply writing code, privacy preserving code. Guys, I bug you about this every day. I'm not going to stop. Please, if you didn't sign the petition yet, please do. If you feel so inclined to donate, please do. These guys are stuck in jail because all they wanted to do was write privacy-preserving tech, and the government does not like it when you encroach on their business because there is no privacy. Anyways, that's going to do it for us for today. Guys, don't forget Monday, 8:30 p.m. 8:30 p.m. We're doing Bitcoin tonight. It's going to be spicy as always. So if you want to join the chat, you know the deal. Join us on YouTube. Be part of the conversation. It's a good time. I do not remember 3D Ready. Do not. Interesting. But yeah, guys, it's going to be a whole lot of fun. And of course, Monday, I'm back, 12:10 p.m. We are going to do the news. Have a great weekend, everyone. Take it easy.